Hello, Internet. Gino, that Pinguino Grieco here again with another episode of Deep Listens, and today it is time to discuss Ape Escape 2. This game is bananas. This game is bananas.
You're right.
And I am joined, as always, on this quest by Peter Bananas Busby.
I'll take that one. I'll take this one. So I think I've used my good banana facts already on the podcast. So I wanted to come up with some good monkey facts
You
for
didn't
this
save
one.
any of the facts? I've got a fact from the game.
You got a fact from the game? Throw it out. What do you got?
Okay. Did you know that only 10% of spiders actually spin webs?
Really?
Yeah. Did you also know
Interesting.
that when your side starts hurting when you're running, that's because blood is pooling in your spleen, causing it to engorge?
Did they say why?
Nope.
Okay.
Said it hurts.
Those are two very good facts. How about a monkey fact?
Yes, please.
So in monkeys, specifically howler monkeys, there's a clear inverse relationship between the depth and strength of the monkey's calls and the size of their testicles. So, monkeys with smaller testicles have deeper and louder calls than monkeys with larger testicles, at least in howler monkeys.
Huh. So So what you're saying is the smaller the testy, the louder they are?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. One more thing than you probably expected to learn about monkey balls during this podcast.
We're not even starting our Monkey Ball podcast yet.
No,
One
I
day.
know.
And we are joined also, after a long hiatus, by Billy Monkey Balls Rothert.
Just sacking around.
Always sacking around, guys. It is so good to be back. Thank you for the warm-hearted introduction. Crazy animal facts, Pete.
Yeah.
I miss them. I mean, I shouldn't say I miss them because I got to listen to them at the beginning of every show when I edit them. But I'll say that I missed them in person and getting like the live reaction.
Mm-hmm. Tell your friends. Use them at parties.
I do. I cannot wait for the next soiree to drop this sweet monkey testicle fact around the fondue.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir or gentleman at the bar.
Excuse me, soon-to-be new friend.
Would you like to hear a fact I know?
And how
About
do
the
you
howler
feel about
monkey.
monkey testicles, sir?
The stately howler monkey. Now, what's your thing? I know you know a lot of facts about howler monkeys, but I've got one maybe you haven't heard.
Oh man, but yeah, it's definitely good to be back. I'm happy to rejoin the show and happy to play a really cool game that struck a lot of my nostalgic chords from this era. Before we jump in, I wanted to take just a minute and talk about some of the time I took off and sort of share something with our community. And this may start off coming off as like a serious time, but I wanted to still be lighthearted and conversational. But I took a break from the show since about May, and there was a few reasons for that. One of them was pretty simple, which was that it was a really, really busy time for me at work since my job revolves around an academic calendar. So the end of the academic school year is particularly demanding, and I needed to focus a lot of my attention on the success of my business. So I felt like I really couldn't responsibly play video games on a weekly basis to properly prepare for the show. I just didn't have enough hours in the day to get all my grown-up responsibilities done. So I took a little break for that. But the second reason, probably a bigger, more long stretching reason, is that I was dealing with some personal and emotional issues. And to go into brief detail, over the last few years, a close family member of mine has been dealing with some serious health issues, potentially life-threatening health issues. And I was not processing some of those things in a healthy way, and also over the last year, 18 months, on and off, I had been in some relationships that I would also describe as somewhat toxic, not necessarily for anyone else, but I was not in those relationships for the right reason. And, there's a few other things here or there, but it led me to develop some unhealthy patterns of behavior. while I won't go into too much detail here, I will say that it was not anything along the lines of like substance abuse, like alcohol or drugs. It was more of like a mental, like emotional pattern of behavior. And to comment here, like anyone who's listened to the show for a long time has heard me like affectionately referred to as the Grindfather, and knows that I played like a pretty unhealthy amount of Dota in 2014, and it's kind of established that I have to sort of watch what I do with my downtime, because I can really zone in on activities and behaviors, and some of the ways that I was spending my free time, they had become pretty unhealthy and toxic, and I got into like some pretty bad mental states. So I was aware of this, and I, in late May, early June, sought out therapy to help out with this. And, anyone who's listening might think, oh gosh, like that sounds kind of weird. Like Billy's always seemed quote unquote normal. And to an extent that's true, because I don't have any like neurological disorder necessarily, to the best of my knowledge and my therapist's knowledge, but it was more of like, the relationship is more of that of like a life coach helping me get back into a place where I am able to balance my work, life, hobbies, everything in a much more healthy way. And this experience overall has been like amazing. I found a great therapist. It's very easy to schedule, takes my insurance. We have great rapport. It's awesome. So this is something that we've talked about on the show a lot. We've definitely covered things like mental illness and therapy, and these topics have come across our discussion table. And I have a new perspective, like a new understanding and appreciation for the topic as a whole now that I'm a direct benefactor of like what therapy can accomplish. And though my journey isn't complete, I don't see myself needing help in this way for multiple years. I think I'm fortunate in that respect, but I'm already in a much healthier mental and emotional place than I was a couple months ago. So I kind of wanted to just throw that out there and explain to some of the listeners who have followed the show for a long time. They would probably get a deeper understanding of what I took some time off for, and hopefully be understanding that one of the 3 longest running members of the show took a little break. So, thanks for letting me share. I just wanted to address our vast audience after our animal fact. But I think that's about all I have. But I wanted to sort of just throw that out there.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And I'm glad you're doing better and that therapy's been helping.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool, man. I would just recommend it for anybody. You don't have to. It's hard to say this, but even if you don't think you have a neurological disorder, like, just try it out. Because if you feel like you're just in a slump or a bad spot, like a professional person who can be your guide back into a more positive and healthy state of mind, sometimes that's all you need. And even if you just do it once and just like talk to a person professionally, and there is no second session, but sometimes just the one can be enough to make a difference.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions on that?
Yeah, sure.
How hard was it for you to find a therapist? Did you find one person and they worked out, or did you have to do some more seeking?
It was actually kind of difficult.
Yeah, because that is the hurdle that I hear the most.
Yeah, I was fortunate to have a person that I felt comfortable speaking to that was like adjacent to my business. A client that I had served years ago, I knew that she was a therapist. So I just reached out to that person since I had their info. We had pretty good rapport. I just gave her a call, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I just ask you a question? Like, how would you start looking for like a person to get some guidance? How would you start this process?" And she gave me some really good tips, which is to first filter it all by your insurance first, because you definitely want to start by focusing or like seeking out any of the therapists or therapy centers that will accept your insurance. So once I kind of narrowed that field, I just contacted a bunch of offices and some private practice people, and the next big hurdle was scheduling. And I don't know if I'm surprised or like glad at this, but most of the therapists that I contacted were like, "I'm so full, I cannot take any other clients."
Well,
so I don't know. yeah, like I don't know if I am like in an area of particular like mental stress or if I'm in an area of like therapist drought, but whatever the combination there was, it was pretty hard to even like find a person that even had availability in their schedule. Then I had to actually make that availability work with my availability. So there was like 3 big hurdles of filter out the insurance, find someone who was even accepting new patients, and then make the schedules match at a pace that was right for me and right for my practitioner. And I'd say it took me like almost a month to find a therapist. But the first one that I talked to, this is the first person that I've ever done therapy with, I feel like it just kind of instantly clicked. We have pretty good rapport right now.
Well, that's good. Yeah. And are you still continuing to see them, or are you feeling in a good place and taking some time off?
It's ongoing right now. I feel like I will be. I don't know if I should say it like this.
No.
Like being like done. You know.
You don't necessarily have to be done. I'm just wondering, like, how it's an ongoing process, or if you felt like you were in a stable spot and you maybe felt like you could go longer between.
Oh, sorry. I guess I misunderstood your question. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm way more comfortable in my like balance of all of my things in my life, like work and life and hobbies and friends and everything's just much more well balanced. So as far as continuing therapy, I could reduce and still stay connected with my counselor, but maybe have like less frequent sessions, like going from like once a week to like maybe twice a month or something like that. You know,
but good.
Yeah, I feel like I am, from where I was before, I'm much closer to the proverbial finish line. I think I'm probably closer to the finish line than the starting line.
Well, that's good.
Let's say it like that. And I'll add that I don't think anything that I've accomplished in therapy is necessarily something that I couldn't have done by myself, but I would have done it in a much more inefficient or inelegant way. And this is just like a professional who was able to expedite that process that I think I probably could have done solo, but there's no reason to if I could just hire a professional who does the job much better than I could.
Well, it's great to hear, man. Good to have you back. And
yeah,
what
good
a
to be
game
back.
to come back to.
Yeah, where you sort of capture brainwashed monkeys.
Monkeys who have had their intelligence unlocked. But before we discuss Ape Escape 2, the second Ape Escape, we have feedback, emails.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, Billy, in case you didn't know, you've been gone for a while. We take emails and comments on this show.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. If you wanted to do that, how would you?
You would reach out to at Deep Listens on Twitter or deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. or deeplistens.libsyn.com. There are comment sections there. Or you can write on our YouTube comments, because for right now, it's not bad, so we check there. And while that continues to be true, we will check there, and we could find comments just like this one. This comes in from GB Zombie Pie? Oh, no.
It's probably a fake name.
We need to vet these better.
You know, these fans that are fans of Zombie Pie, they need to stop registering and, coming up with their fan accounts, writing in comments in his voice. This one says, Gino, Final Fantasy XIII is by far the worst game you have ever made me play. The worst. The characters suck. The world sucks. The gameplay sucks. Everything about it sucks. It's crap. It's caca. It's poop from the butt. Playing this game is worth 3 torture chamber episodes out of principle. Due to the extenuating circumstances, I would like to formally request you add a Worst Game of the Year 2018 award for the next Game of the Year podcast. Additionally, if you could add more negative categories to the award docket, I would greatly appreciate it and forgive you for unleashing such a moribund experience on my already tenuous human existence. I swear, if you do not include a Worst Character award and hope does not win, I will book the next flight to LaGuardia and have some choice words with you about your parentage.
Whew.
It's intense.
What a spicy feedback session, man. That's just world class. Listeners, you could be as edgy as that. But first, you got to write in.
Yep, it's true. And the offer still stands for anyone who wants to write in about Final Fantasy XIII and explain why you enjoy it. Help. We don't understand. Teach us your ways. Maybe it's a situation where, I'm just colorblind. You just need to explain, if I can see these colors, you can't. It's just I'm just not seeing the enjoyment. But it was there. I just couldn't perceive it. It's probably not that.
Probably not. But if it is.
But if it is, please.
Enlighten us.
Tell me. I need it to make sense. So, you can reach out. That's our comment for the week. We have some other comments that are Final Fantasy related, but we will save that for the next Final Fantasy podcast. Time to talk about Ape Escape 2.
Woo!
I think first thing to talk about is why we're playing this game again.
Yes.
Because we loved Ape Escape 1.
Yeah, of course. We're huge. We are bananas for Ape Escape. No, it is because Superfan Reki, Superfan Kyle, I believe, wrote in and donated to the Giant Bomb Community Endurance Run. And
Thanks again.
And for donating and having the largest donation and requesting us to play a game, he was able to pick a game for us, and he gave us some options. Some of them were JRPGs. There was a JRPG that was going to be long, and then there was Ape Escape 2 and Ape Escape 3, and, we're already so confused after missing out on Ape Escape 1. I didn't want to miss out on Ape Escape 2 as well and jump in at the third one.
A lot of lore.
Yeah.
You wouldn't start at Two Towers, ideally, or Return of the King. You wouldn't start at Return of the King.
Two Towers was the middle one.
Yeah, we started at Two Towers, which,
Not a lot happened.
Out some stuff.
Yeah.
But, Billy, why don't you just explain what is Ape Escape 2?
Whew, man, it's been a long time since I've gotten to explain what a game is, and what an easy game to explain. So Ape Escape 2 takes place directly after the events of Ape Escape 1.
Please enlighten me. What were the events of Ape Escape 1?
The events... Okay, so to the best of my knowledge, Spectre is a returning bad guy.
Okay, he's a monkey?
Yes, Spectre is a returning bad guy, and in the first Ape Escape, he plays a kid named Spike, and Spectre tries to take over the world.
You're not Jimmy in Ape Escape 1?
No, you're Spike in Ape Escape 1.
Yeah.
What?
Only in the U.S. versions, though. They changed the names.
Well, yeah, it's like the English version of the name. It's some Japanese name in the Japanese versions, I'm sure. But in the English version, you're Spike in Ape Escape 1, you're Jimmy in Ape Escape 2, but Spike stops Spectre from taking over the world by monkeys via monkey with the brain control helmet things, and then Spike's cousin Jimmy is watching over the lab, and they're supposed to deliver these pants to the monkeys in this big monkey park, and they're supposed to be harmless, but instead of bringing just the pants, Jimmy brings the pants and these monkey brain control intelligence unlock helmets, and then it all goes to shit. Spectre gets one of the helmets, and then just the whole series loops. You just do a full repeat of Spectre saying, "Oh, hey, look, let's get these helmets and unleash a monkey army on the world to try to take over." And now Jimmy is the fool with a net trying to stop Spectre. And honestly, that's Ape Escape 2.
The apes escape again.
Yeah, that's what.
That's basically it.
I feel like that shitty intro to Ape Escape 2 is probably the most perfect way to describe this game.
Yeah, this game's... Yes. Man, this game... I love...
It's intense.
First thing to call out, I love the voice acting in Ape Escape. I think
Definitely.
that the voice acting is 100% people from Pokemon. The person who voices Jimmy, I believe, is the person who voices Ash Ketchum. The person who voices... What's Jimmy's sister's name?
Natalie?
Natalie?
That
Jimmy's
sounds
sister,
right.
Natalie, is voiced, I think, by the person who voices Misty. And then I believe the professor is voiced by the person who voices Professor Oak.
There's a monkey
Wait, now, sorry
named
to interrupt.
Professor Ook.
What does Professor Oak say in Pokemon Snap?
You got him.
You were close.
You were close. Get me what I need.
We should just have like a soundboard that's just
More
Professor Oak
animal
Pokemon
pictures.
Snap. Hey,
I need this. Great.
Throw pester balls. I want to see them suffering.
Ooh. Yeah, this game is kind of like that.
Yeah,
you
it
need
is.
to catch apes in nets. And, man.
Beat them with shock sticks.
Yeah, you beat them with a stun baton, and then when they're all on the ground, you catch them in a net. Or you just keep hitting them with a stun baton. You know, if you want to.
Yeah, that's what you're into, I guess. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so every time I heard these characters speak, it was just a joy. It was a treat. It made me remember my childhood and bad TV or good TV. It really depends. It's not the best TV. But all these characters they sound exactly the same. And they're basically the same characters, too. Like, Jimmy is just this nothing character who's trying to do stuff, who's kind of an idiot. Natalie is tech-savvy, kind of.
Yeah.
And then the professor, whose name is just the professor, is there to occasionally give you gadgets and barely talk. And then there's Pipochi, the monkey that...
The baby monkey.
Who somehow has wings. I guess
wings.
The professor grafted him onto him or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it's explained in Ape Escape 1.
I'm sure it's explained in Ape Escape 4, Pipochi's Revenge.
Wait, sorry, I'm looking at the Ape Escape wiki now. The very first line in his entry, there's no information about Pipochi's backstory.
What the fuck is it? Why can he fly? We don't know. Why does he get to have the
information.
helmet all the time? We don't know.
So there is that. All that is known is that at some point he was given a fake helmet and given to Jimmy. That's it. That's all we have.
Great.
So, just a quick note about the voice actors. You're really close. Actually, the same voice actor voices both Spike and the Professor.
Both Jimmy and the Professor? Okay.
Good. Save some money.
Yeah, sorry. Natalie is Misty.
Nailed it. Who's Spectre? Is it Seto Kaiba?
Hold on. I'll get back to you on Spectre. It's just having a hard time loading the... Oh, sorry. You know what? I think... No, you're right. The person that is Jimmy is Ash Ketchum. Yeah, and it was Spike and Spike and the Professor who are the same one. But that guy is also the voice of Mewtwo.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, you're right.
Just
basically most of the cast of Pokemon is also voiced in this movie.
Can you look up who voiced Spectre, if Spectre was a recurring Pokemon voice actor? Because at this stage of anime voice acting, there were only like 2 or 3 studios that did all of the voice acting. So I'm not surprised that they shared.
No one particularly noteworthy voiced Spectre.
Boo. Spectre, I thought, did the best job of all the voices.
Spectre's the most important character in the entire game.
Yes. So at the beginning of this game, you're given a net. You need to go catch the monkeys. But also, Spectre has unleashed the Freaky Monkey 5.
The Freaky Monkey
What
5.
a great evil villain band name.
What a great group. They are 5 monkeys.
They really phoned it in on the monkeys' names, though.
Yes.
Like, they put all their mental bandwidth into Freaky Monkey 5.
Now, following the NBA podcast that I just had so much fun editing, how do you think the Freaky Monkey 5 would stand up in maybe an NBA final? Yeah,
pretty good. Well, which yellow monkey are we talking? Normal size yellow monkey?
Let's go with normal size, just to keep it real, you know.
Pretty good, actually.
I think in this format, Pink would probably be the point guard.
Definitely. I mean, she's
great communicator.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I was thinking maybe Blue in sort of a Russ Westbrook sort of mode.
I thought Blue's more of a shooting guard, though. I think we're saying the same thing there.
Yeah. We all know Yellow is just taking up the paint.
Yellow is the center,
going hard
clearly.
in the paint. Yep.
The round mound of rebound.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Red would be like the LeBron James.
Red's the power forward, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
He's sort of like a Blake Griffin-esque sort of athletic marvel.
Yes.
I don't know. Does Blake Griffin suplex T-Rexes?
He could. Young Blake Griffin probably could have.
Okay.
Though you've got White, and White's just doesn't have a lot going on. Maybe White needs to be the shooting guard, and then, or the point. White's really smart. Maybe Pink's the shooting guard, and then Blue, you bump him down to small forward. You know, he'd be a shooting guard on an ideal team, but this
White's
team has too little.
Sort
players.
of like an Andre Miller, cerebral old guy playing off his savvy. As his athletic gifts decline.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. They'd be a decent squad. They'd be a little old school.
He's the Pablo Prigioni.
Now, if we were to throw up the Freaky Monkey 5 group versus our other video game NBA analogy, Team Jump from Thomas Was Alone. Now that, I feel like that'd be like a square off of the ages.
Yeah. The monkeys, though, they're real. They're not computers. So I feel like they'd have an edge.
Yeah, you're right. Computers can never compete in an arena where, real sentience is required, like, monkeys with helmets.
Yes, like monkeys with helmets. And as long as we can agree that, like...
computers will never achieve sentience, then I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this ridiculous assemblage of knuckleheads.
They were so good.
Like...
what were your guys' favorite bosses?
My favorite... So, we've got Blue, who is a biker. We've got...
like a unicyclist?
Yeah, he's a unicyclist, and he's a greaser.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Yellow, who is a sumo wrestler and wildly, wildly offensive.
Yeah.
Gay stereotype. We've got Pink, who is a wannabe pop idol. We've got White, who is a genius mad scientist. And he just has a robot, and that's kind of annoying. And then Red is a superhero who can suplex dinosaurs. My favorite was probably Pink because of the meta stuff going on with Pink. What about you?
For me, it was Red. I also liked dinosaurs. Yeah, I just thought that was a really good cherry on top of all this like sequence of 5 bosses. I like that it was actually in the ring, where all disputes must be settled.
Yes, I enjoyed that it was in the ring. I enjoyed like some of the ridiculous moves that he had, and I liked that all the bosses were fairly simple. Not a lot going on in terms of the different bosses and their attacks. Once you got the pattern, you just got the fun of the boss, and then it was over.
Mm-hmm. I think of all those, I think Pink and Red stand out to me the most. I feel like probably the least interesting one was White, because it just had like a single gimmick of like the robot.
Yeah, Pink wanting to be a pop idol. Pink was the only one of these that didn't really have beef with Jimmy. Pink just dreamed a dream. Pink just wanted to make something of her life. And all the other characters, they were all about capturing Jimmy or doing some evil stuff. Pink just wanted to live. It really got a bad rap. It didn't have to go badly for Pink. I really feel like Jimmy was the bad guy in that situation. So, Pete, who was your favorite member of the Freaky Monkey 5?
A tough question. They're all strong contenders. I like Yellow Monkey, just because it's sort of like sumo vibe with the little like caltrops around the outside. But I think I have to go with Red Monkey, solely because he pile drives T-Rexes into the middle of the ring, which is a boss move.
Yeah, I have the exact same sentiment. That's my reason for liking Red Monkey. He's pretty great.
I gotta say, Red Monkey, I like that no matter how many times you hit him, he's not trying to hit you with the T-Rexes. It seems like it's just frustration.
Yeah, like he just hates T-Rexes or something.
He's just like, oh, I can't catch you, but I can catch this. Yeah, I don't know. If Red Monkey was good, all the monkeys. I don't like Yellow because, the horribly offensive gay stereotype.
Yeah, fair.
He's the only one who has physics on his dong.
Does he really?
Yeah. There's some
Okay,
physics.
what's the dong physics?
It was there. It was present, and that was what was unnerving.
Well, I mean, I'm good, I guess. Like, would it be worse if they didn't have dong physics?
Yeah, I mean, it would be preferable if there was nothing, like, jiggling down there at all.
Do you think they could take, like, a boob physics engine and just, like, port it over to dong physics? Like, how
I'm
different
100% sure that's how it works.
Control C, boob physics, Control V onto dong, and then boom.
Now, maybe this answers the question why it was so important that the monkeys wear pants.
Yeah, great question. Look, can we talk about that for a second?
Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
So, like, I'm just generally bothered by anthropomorphization of these animals, especially when it comes to, like, morality issues. Because, like, it would seem to me like the only reason to make the monkeys wear pants is because we find monkeys without pants lewd in some capacity. But that doesn't make any sense to, like, port a human conduct standard.
Human morality on these monkeys.
Yeah. Like, it's weird, right?
It is. And I think that this game actually, like, we will eventually talk about the gameplay, but let's talk about this in-depth story first. Everyone comes here to Ape Escape 2 for the story, clearly.
Yes.
And
the lore.
Surprisingly, I felt that this game... Pete, you rooted for Spectre?
Yeah, like, why is Spectre... Look, I get, like, kind of with the lethargy ray, that, like, maybe that wasn't the best part of Spectre's plan. But, like, he just wants to free these monkeys. Like, what's the bad part of Spectre?
I feel like you asking that question, Pete, is tantamount to asking, what was so bad about Skynet?
It was just trying to free the robots.
Yeah, when Spectre starts making the lethargy laser and says he wants to dominate all humans, when he started, I was like, okay, let's free these monkeys. But then he's like, dominate these humans, and that's a step too far.
But it seems to me like the lethargy ray was probably a response to them recapturing the monkeys. Like, this is like Planet of the Apes situation, where, like, if nobody had attacked the monkeys just would have went in peace. But no, we had to force pants on them.
Humans fired the first shot in this war.
They did.
And he's just giving the Covenant back their bomb.
This reminds me, too, I remember reading this story called 52 Blue, the loneliest whale in the world. You guys ever heard of 52 Blue?
Yes.
I've heard superficially of 52 Blue.
So he's a whale, assuming a blue whale, whose call is in between the ranges for blue whales and, I want to say humpback whales? Sperm whales? Some other type of whale. So, like, his call can't be heard by any other whale in the world, basically.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's seemingly very lonely, but, like, they interview these scientists and they're getting increasingly exasperated with the questions because they're like, I have no idea if he's lonely. I don't know if whales get lonely. Like, who knows? Like, you can't just apply these human standards to this whale. And, like, that's what reminds me here with the pants.
He's not lonely. He is vengeful. We can measure that.
Yeah, we know he hates humans. We don't know why.
And he loves krill. These are the only things we can say for sure about him. Yeah, it's really the story of Pink Monkey that drew me in, because up until that point, it's basically Jimmy running around catching monkeys with a net. Just willy-nilly, no real reason other than these monkeys are loose and he must end their happiness. And they mostly just seem to be having a good time. They're not really bothering anyone for the most part.
Monkey Hote seems like he's having a perfectly fine time.
Yes, and Monkey Claws, Ape Claws.
I was a particular fan of some of the monkey names. In general, the monkey names range from, like, very standard,
Tom.
like, typical
like
American names.
like...
David, Chris, Sarah, And then we had Eddie the Falcon in the skiing world.
Yep.
And we had Captain Ook and Monkey Claus. And we had a trio of monkeys: hear no evil, see no evil, smell no evil.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there were some great monkey names here,
Like
honestly.
I said, first name Monk, last name Quixote.
Yeah,
They're-
Quixote.
they're great.
There was a monkey named Harley QN and a monkey named Son Goku.
Oh damn! I didn't even notice Son Goku.
Or like it had the word monkey somewhere in. It was like Son Monkey Goku. Or it was definitely just Goku. But
Hey,
in
do you
monkey.
think this will fly as a pun? Whatever, fuck it.
Screw it. It's Goku.
It's
Tell with it.
Goku. Piccolo.
I'm sure in Japanese
And-
that makes perfect sense.
In that world, that monkey was riding a Nimbus.
Oh,
So
that's
like
awesome.
it was specifically Monkey Goku.
I didn't find that monkey. I did find some monkeys that were dissecting a banana in some sort of horrible experiment, and I appreciated
Sure.
that a lot. There are a
Yeah.
lot of great just little vignettes. But the point I was trying to get to is Pink Monkey just wants to sing karaoke. She just has a dream, and she has a people dream. And then you show up at her concert, and she's like, oh my goodness, you showed up to my concert. Thanks. And she doesn't really attack you all that much. She just tries to sing.
I mean, her attacks could be just they could honestly be just unfortunate stage pyrotechnics that
Yeah.
just accidentally are aimed towards you.
There are flowers and a pool, and yeah, some of the things are bombs, and, that's probably where she's trying to attack you. But for the most part, she's just trying to sing her song. And did you guys notice what the name of her song was?
I didn't. I don't think so.
Escape the Ape in You.
Yeah. That's a good message. I'll support that.
She's got a banner behind her that says "Escape the Ape in You," and the song, if you listen to it, because I unlocked it, it basically says to like reject your monkeydom and just kind of go out and live like human life. Be a person.
Do we know what the professor is like? What he wants these monkeys for?
No,
Like, what is he a professor of?
I don't know. Herbology.
This seems untoward.
Monkology.
Oh my gosh.
He's a
What an
sociologist.
That was one of the monkey names.
I wish.
Study of monkeys called
It was not one of the monkey names.
primatology. I don't know why I had to look that up. I should have known that.
That was a good guess.
Yeah.
You probably would have got it, one or two guesses. But yeah, I mean, there's no real reason why you're catching Pink Monkey other than she is one of the members of the Freaky Monkey 5. And at first she's just singing her song, and then you get up close and whack her with a baton a few times, and then she gains psychic powers. And then, to be fair, she's more aggressive.
Which,
Well,
granted,
you kind of have to be an
you're hitting
asshole to her
with a baton.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were hitting her with a baton. She was trying to sing her song, her very inspirational song it was going to unite humans and monkeys, and instead you beat her with a baton. When I unlocked that song, I was very happy. Then I listened to it and realized it was a bad song. But it is one of the best songs in the game.
Now, were we going to finish up a point? Because that's actually a good transition for another point that I wanted to make.
Yeah, go right ahead.
One of my favorite things about this game and the games in its genre, I want to talk about the genre for a second because I think this is one of the best culminations of action platforming games of this decade. And I'm gonna say this decade, like I mean the decade from like 95 to like maybe like 1994 to like 2004.
Okay. No one ever defines decades this way, but I'll
Yeah, but like I'm saying there was like a 10-year period because I mean like you can't say platforming existed quite like this in 1990.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, like you would be missing the mark if you said it stopped at 2000. So
I mean, I start counting platforming games from Kingdom Hearts 1. As far as I'm concerned, platforming didn't exist before that.
Oof. Yeah, this game loves the analog sticks unreasonably so. It loves the analog sticks in a way that by the time 2003 rolled around, which was when Ape Escape 2 came out, the analog sticks were not novel anymore.
No.
yeah,
And yet this game is very much a gimmick around the analog stick. 'Cause I feel like we haven't talked about the controls of this game. These controls are nuts.
Yeah, they're
bananas.
crazy.
A lot of like twirling. I've never twirled so much, I think, except for the helicopter game in Mario Party.
Yeah, and that always results in a blister in the middle of your hand.
Yeah.
This game's controls, you can move with the left analog stick. You attack with the right analog stick. And then the face buttons are used to pick what tool you use. So you can have up to 4 gadgets equipped to one to each face button. You use L1 and L2 to jump. You use R1 to adjust the camera behind you, and then R2 goes into first-person mode. So you're using all of the like different elements of the controller. But when I say you use the right stick to attack, I mean literally like if you swing in the right stick up, you attack forward. If you swing it back, you attack behind you. And so there's this level of it's supposed to be precision. I think when they were pitching the game, they were pitching it as, look, you've got all this precision. You can swing left. You can swing right. Whatever direction you want to.
Monkeys.
Instead of, monkeys. You catch them. And instead of pressing like the X button and just like an idiot just swinging forward, you can swing in, full 360. But in practice, what this does is allow a level of imprecision to your swings to where you often are having trouble lining up your swings. Like Jimmy will sometimes, because like his net attack has a like hitbox directly in front of him when he swings, you really need it to line up, and you can't necessarily execute all of his best moves accurately. I would say, like horizontal swings sometimes don't come out, vertical swings sometimes will come out at a weird angle, and it'll mess up the already tricky monkey catching.
It's only aerial swings that's the only one you use. You always go in jumping. That's how you get your monkeys.
Push the monkeys in the water.
And then you catch them when they're in the water.
Yep.
For a while I didn't realize that when you had the underwater gadget that you could shoot nets out of it because I didn't use any of the gadget trainers. I teach myself, thank you very much.
You're coddling.
And so
you're saying you turned Ape Escape 2 into Dark Souls?
Yes, and when I was trying to catch apes that had jumped into the water, I was like, I'll wait them out.
Okay.
I don't care if they come up floating or if they swim up, but I'm going to catch this monkey. It turns out they don't drown.
While we're speaking of useless, annoying mechanics, can we talk about the vending machine?
Yeah, let's talk about the gadgets, and then let's talk about the vending machine.
Okay.
Did any gadget stand out to you?
Hula hoop.
Yeah, the dash was legit. That's probably the best one.
Yeah. I mean,
Banana Rang.
The
Banana Rang had limited use, but I just loved that it was a banana rang. That's all. That is all.
Yep. The Banana Rang is a cool thing. It helps you catch like 3 monkeys.
The RC cars, they at least use it well.
Mm-hmm. There's different variations of the RC car based on like what gross like sweet thing you put in it, like pudding or whatever.
And
you can summon it back with the R3 button, which is just another way to use the control stick, which is
multiple
nice.
Controls, yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you unlock any fancy RC cars?
No, you can unlock fancy RC cars.
Yeah, I got a black one that's faster, but it's not actually faster. It just says it's faster. I got one that looks like sushi.
Wait, it just says it's faster, but it doesn't actually go faster.
I mean, it's got racing stripes, so it's probably faster.
Oh, so it's faster. Yeah.
In the same sense that you put lightning bolts or flames on the side of your car and it goes faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You can get one that looks like sushi, and then you can get one that looks like pudding. Okay. I don't know if there's another one. Those were the 4 I unlocked.
So I wanted to sort of finish off the comparison between this and some other games in the same decade, and I'll say that again in air quotes because it's really from like 94 or 95 to 04, 05.
Yeah, 1987 to 2017.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So when I played Ape Escape 2, so many things like jumped out at me that said, oh, like this is an homage or like an improvement on this system. I see a lot of the item structure built in a sort of Legend of Zelda fashion. Specifically, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask came before these games. or before this game in particular, but Ocarina definitely did. And I see a lot of the world building in a very like hybrid between Banjo-Kazooie and like Super Mario 64. So I see a ton of just general platforming mechanics and world building mechanics that are paying homage to these other like really groundbreaking like foundational games, but they did it in a sense that yes, you're chasing after a thing each level. And in Mario, it's a star, and in Banjo-Kazooie, it's a puzzle piece, and in Spyro, it's the diamonds, and it's, there's all these different things you're chasing. I don't think so elegantly has the item you're chasing actually needed to be chased.
Yeah, I would say
So
that
that's
is
cool.
definitely one of the big innovations.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a collectathon, but the thing you were collecting were these monkeys that each had different personalities and ways to evade you.
Some of them had little boxing gloves and would like try to bop you. Some of them could like fly or like they were on skis or
Throw bombs.
had a boat. Yeah,
they
had
had
different.
a hunger meter. Like that's pretty intense when the
How
thing you're chasing
hungry
has a
are these
hunger
monkeys?
meter.
Also, every single one of them had like a different personality trait. Like this one's chilled. This one has anxiety. This one is like it just had different like little word indicators. That was like that. This is what this monkey's trait is.
This one's timid. This one's dumb. And they all like reflect the monkey's AI behavior. Like some monkeys will just trip constantly and be unable to evade you at all. Some monkeys are super fast and you have to, use different techniques to catch them. It was nice. Every monkey felt like a tiny puzzle, which in a game that is about, I would say, 10 hours long and has basically a bunch of one-off gimmick gadgets. Like the gadgets are mostly useful for one or two levels and until the end when they kind of make you use all of them. But it's nice to have that variance within the levels. That some of the monkeys are just straight up, okay, I'm going to sneak up on this monkey and get it. Some of them feel like combat encounters almost, and then some of them feel like definitely puzzle experiences.
Yeah, like the monkey themselves is like the puzzle of how do you approach this particular monkey.
This monkey is Santa Claus. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
don't know. I just had a lot of fun with this game as a part of that genre, as it was so important to me growing up, very formative. So playing a game that I hadn't played in that genre was pretty cool. That's pretty much it for me in that genre discussion.
And I did also enjoy the other item you're picking up constantly is gold coins.
Oh yeah,
You use the gold coins for a gotcha machine, a gachapon machine.
I
that's-
loved this.
For some reason, the professor has a gigantic. And if you don't know what gachapon is, think like at your local supermarket where you put a quarter into a machine and then it gives you a little capsule with, I don't know, a sticky hand in it or a spider ring. For some reason, the professor has set up one of these in his home and he's using it to, I guess, collect coins from his...
To extort a child?
Yeah, to extort a child with the promise of rewards. But I did enjoy... When you're picking up coins, they have a nice little mechanic where once you pick up 5 coins, if you pick them up fast enough, all of the coins transform into 5 value coins, like
Yeah, it was
silver
legit.
stars. And then
If
if
you
you
have
get
like a coin combo.
yeah, if you get 5 of those, then they all turn to gold. And I just remember when I was in the casino level, all of the basically slot machines, all the slot machines, when you blew them up, they would blow up into tons of coins. And I think I got like 200 coins in that level.
Yeah, there was ways you could get 99, or it was like 999 pretty easily. I broke the coin system pretty hard at some point. I can't remember exactly what. There's like an NPC that I'll remember how it works later, but
Regardless, you don't really need that many.
no.
Yeah.
The only things you need are to get the 3 mini games, as far as I'm concerned. So
Did you have anything to say about the gachapon system other than like the system itself, or did you want to talk about the mini games?
no, yeah, it's just a pain in the ass that you have to do all this work, all this randomness just to get these 3 mini games.
Look, you
I-
didn't enjoy the secret photos?
I love those. That's
Kind
what I
of.
want to talk about.
Maybe. All right, yeah, Billy, fire away.
So look, there's a part of games that I miss a lot. They honestly wouldn't be that hard to implement, And again, I have to be careful when I say stuff like, it wouldn't be hard to implement this in a game, because I'm not a game dev, I don't know.
I can tell you, showing screenshots for like an arbitrary trinket, like hit a button and then it shows you a screenshot that we took in advance, it's not, something that just happens. Like, it's not free, but it's not, implementing a physics system or something.
Right.
It's not
Now,
dong physics.
It's not dong physics. It's not the
like,
pasties.
Yeah, definitely.
On Yellow Monkey.
But to complete the thought, I really miss this in modern games. I want there to be a way to unlock concept art. I want there to be a way to unlock the jukebox, because in just about any game that came out in the late 90s, there was a way to unlock the soundtrack of the game. Not really the soundtrack, but like get like a jukebox mode, or even more so, and this is almost more important, I want games to have cheat codes. But not like cheat codes that break the game. I want big head mode. I want little head mode.
Yeah.
I want that stuff just doesn't really exist anymore in games. And I think this system was good because, and as much as it sucks to have a gachapon machine, whatever, that might be shitty. But the fact that the coins were not so far like crazy out of your way, but in a lot of ways just normal gameplay could get you a lot of these bonuses without having to go like out of your way crazy. Was cool because that's what and anybody who doesn't care about this is not hindered at all, because you can just go about the game and just organically not caring about coins at all. You'll get enough to get the mini games if you need them.
I support the unlockables like in the abstract. My annoyance is with the randomness of the machine. Like, you can see here the sort of precursor to the like Call of Duty loot boxes.
Yeah.
Like, this is ground zero, basically, for that sort of, like, randomized spend-your-coin mechanic.
That's true. And, it was not innovated in video games. Gachapon existed as a physical thing before that. Yeah. Lotteries existed before that. Like, the idea of a randomized kind of distribution of items is nothing new. But I think this is definitely more innocuous than the later versions, since it's not taking real money.
Right, and because the coins are so
plentiful. Like,
yeah, exactly.
At certain points, I had like 200 or 300 coins, and I was just, standing there for 10 minutes, just, breaking open.
10 at a time.
Yeah. I did really enjoy the monkey fables, though. I gotta say. Did you get any specifically good monkey fables or facts that you wanted to shout out?
I only care about monkey facts that come straight from Pete Busby.
I honestly just started skipping everything when I was like, God, they don't mention testicles once in any of these facts.
Well, there was an amazing monkey fable I read about a professor who found a monkey in a bear trap, in a diabolical monkey trap, and set it free. And then the next day he found a young boy wearing a monkey helmet. And the boy said, "Will you take me in? I'm an orphan, please." And so the professor did. He was a kindly old man. And so the boy, got a room in his house, and he was shut in there, and he said, "Look, professor, when the door's shut, you can't come in." And all of a sudden, money started getting deposited in the professor's bank account constantly, and the light was on all day, and the professor never saw the boy. And so one day, he got curious, and he opened the door, and it turned out that it was the monkey. It was the monkey that he saved. And the monkey was day trading.
Seriously?
Yes. And that day trading was getting tons and tons of money. And the monkey said to the professor, "Look, you've discovered my true identity. I can't live here anymore. Here are the remaining stocks I have. You should sell these immediately. It'll keep you going." And he did, and they had already depreciated in value because the company was under investigation. And then the professor took up day trading and went broke. That was an actual story that I unlocked in Ape Escape 2.
I mean, it's just
good fable.
So applicable.
Yeah,
day trading, it's scary.
We're going to apply that to all our lives?
I also found a comic that explained where the shit pigs come from in this game. The most common enemy.
Yeah, the little poop piggies.
The poop pig. The comic, it was the white monkey, and he had a pig, and he put it in a machine, and then he had shit on a stick, and he threw it in the machine, and then he hit a button, and then out came a shit pig.
Okay.
So there you go.
Simple enough origin story, yeah.
It's got important lore.
I mean, that's what I call important lore.
Do we have anything else to really say about Ape Escape? I mean, there's the end of the game, which I think is amazing. It goes to the moon.
It does.
I mean, no game from this era is complete unless you go to the moon. Case in point, Final Fantasy VIII.
Yep.
Should we at least mention what the minigames are?
Sure.
So there's 3. There's basically Ape DDR, again using the control sticks.
Fuck.
There's Monkey... Well, I guess it would be Monkey Soccer for us. So there's like Monkey Soccer, which I enjoyed. I thought that one was pretty good. You have to build a team, play soccer, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what the third is.
Is it Monkey Climber? Monkey Whack-A-Mole? I unlocked some of them. I didn't play any of the mini games because I was too busy catching these damn apes.
There's so many.
There's so many apes.
I forget.
I'll look it up. You guys discuss.
It's probably great. It's probably a Game of the Year contender. I've got to say, this game...
They'll be their own categories.
Yeah. This game is...
Yeah, Monkey Climber is the last one.
This game's a front runner for the Platypus Award for game that should not be.
It very much is.
No, I think this game should be. I think this game definitely should be.
Well, without it, it would go straight from Ape Escape 1 to Ape Escape 3. Which
Yeah,
wouldn't make
right?
any sense.
That's true. I don't know what's more unlikely. Someone greenlighting Ape Escape 1 with someone just telling them, hey, we're going to make a game about catching monkeys. Or after Ape Escape 1 coming back and saying, look, we've got a franchise here. This is a moneymaker. Look, Ubisoft.
Just
we need
based...
to make Ape Escape 2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Based just on the wiki, I have no idea if these are canon, but there are 11 of these games.
Thank goodness. I hope Spectre's still up to no good. What do you do after you go to space, though? Don't answer that. I don't want to.
It's got to be time travel to dinosaurs.
People write in, let us know what happens in the later Ape Escape games. Blow our minds.
Blow up our inbox, then blow up our minds.
The end of this game.
I like that the tiny monkey just disappears.
Peepachi?
Peepachi. He's apparently only in 2.
What? That named character, that very important named character, Peepachi, that we all remember and love?
Yeah, they're like that. As far as I can tell, that's it. But we don't know anything about him.
But he's got wings, and he's like, people. He's very sad when you die.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It honestly motivated me so much because he was just so sad.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty hard to die in this game, though, unless you fall off a ledge and indefinitely.
Fell off ledges a good amount when I was trying to run. My favorite thing in the whole game is when Natalie says "top banana." When you
when you do like a perfect level or something.
Yep, top banana. So I think that's it for Ape Escape 2.
Pretty much,
really.
Yeah.
As a welcome back, it's your turn to pick what we play in the next episode.
It is. I've been really good to myself. I treated myself to a couple of great games from the most recent Steam Summer Sale, and I want to throw out an option that I think would be a really good option. So there's 2 games that I was looking at. And hang on, I'm in. For some reason, I'm in Steam like big picture mode. I need to not be in big picture mode.
Oh no!
Oh god! No one knows how to control Steam in big picture mode.
It's been untested. They released it into the wild, and no one's ever really used it.
Well, you asked for big head modes, Billy, and now you have it.
Got me there. Got me there.
I got to say, I'm very happy, Billy, that you've told us that you got some good games from the Steam Summer Sale after the sale is over.
Oh well, I was on hiatus, man. It's okay. So there's 2 games, and they're from developers that I believe we have talked about before. And it is one of them is a Kit Fox game. One of them is a Devolver Digital game. And actually, I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. I'm pretty sure one's a Kit Fox game, one's a Devolver Digital game. But the 2 games that I'd like to present as options, and I'll let you 2 choose. One of them is Enter the Gungeon.
Ooh.
I like the pun.
Okay. And the other is Moon Hunters.
Okay, first question. Did either of these come out this year? I don't think Enter the Gungeon did.
Let me take a look.
2016 for Enter the Gungeon.
Yep, that's definitely not
2016 for Moon Hunters too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was going to be my tiebreaker because we have... I'm afraid that at this point we have almost no games that came out this year, and we're going to end up with like a weird game of the year.
But it's not bad to have a weird game of the year. Like, do you think Pokemon Snap should have had the game of our year? Or like, who was? You mean the game of 2018?
Yeah, the one that actually requires games that have come out this year.
Mm-hmm. What won in 2017? Game of 2017.
Ooh, I'd have to look at our spreadsheet. Let me look at our spreadsheet. I can answer that question. The winner of that year... Oh, no.
Okay, I just while you're looking things, I want to read the description of Enter the Gungeon, because I think it's going to be my vote based just on this description.
Yeah.
Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell roguelike video game. I'm not on board yet. Developed by Dodgerel and published by Developer Digital. It follows 4 adventurers. This is where I get on board. As they descend into the Gungeon to find a gun to kill their past.
Okay, we should play that.
Yeah.
And Game of the Year 2017 was Detention.
Yeah, that's why I don't remember what it was.
But it beat out Persona 5, Dead Cells, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Pyre, Slime Rancher, Hellblade.
So we have a lot of one. All right, well,
I remember
Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a banger.
It's just July. Yeah. We got time.
We do.
And Moon Hunters is like a single player or co-op, but it's almost like an RPG personality test hybrid. Thought that was really interesting concept.
That is interesting. I might have to switch my vote.
I vote Enter the Gungeon because I think the enemies in that game are bullets with faces.
I vote whatever because the game that you don't pick is my next pick, so it's fine.
All right. Let's do Enter the Gungeon then. I'm on board.
All right, cool. Next time will be Enter the Gungeon. Thank you for picking Billy. And if you want to get in touch with the show and explain to us the long history of Ape Escape, you can do so at DeepListensPod on Twitter, deeplistens.libsyn.com. You can hit up our comment sections or deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com.
And one other thing you should write in, if you recall, we said this earlier in the show, write in and tell us why Final Fantasy 13 is good.
Yeah, if
it's possible.
Yeah,
if it's possible. We'll say take your best shot. Gino and ZP are open ears, and I'm sure desperate for some kind of reason behind this madness.
I need to know. I need to know.
If anyone thinks Final Fantasy 13 is the good one, please why?
Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, Pete.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Thank you, Billy.
Thanks for tuning in. Happy to be back. I don't plan on being away for too long in the future, so thanks for having me again, guys.
You're going to have to learn some lessons. We're going to have to leave you with ZP for some punishment episodes.
Ooh,
that's for later.
Just haven't finished that effing Sunny Day.
Yeah.
That should be the punishment.
Or finish the run of Dark Souls.
Either one.
That I could do. I think I mentioned earlier that one of the donations failed or something on the page, and the one that it was for was to kill the rest of the NPCs in the game. So there's one NPC in the game that I didn't kill, that I could, in theory, go back and have them help me. And it's the NPC that sells the item that lets me have, that lets me add fire to my weapon.
That would probably be good for you. But I don't care how you do it. I just want you to finish your plate.
It makes it possible.
And that Sunny D.
Okay.
So thank you, everybody. Till next time. Peace.